Welcome, everyone, to Casters and Castles. This is Curse of Tamreon. I am NinjaManMat. Joining me this evening with our community of adventurers, we have Binary, we have NWC Tim, we have Platypus, and we have Rays. How are you all doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
Are you excited to continue delving into the other world, trying to figure your way out through this little pickle you've gotten yourselves in?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That depends on how silly the solution ends up being.
You're going to be upset. I guarantee it. I can guarantee you're going to be upset. I don't know if it's specifically you who's going to be upset, but yeah. Welcome everyone, like I said,
Upset
to
will be involved.
what's that?
Oh no, it was not important. I don't know what I said.
Everything you guys.
Oh,
say
I
is
just got
important.
disadvantage. I just said I don't.
We were just talking about this.
I know, I didn't
Oh my goodness.
It took
Well,
2 minutes.
Hey, Binary, you were right.
Yeah, you were right.
I was right.
I think that Brayden can tell
Well
the
played,
future,
Kara.
y'all.
Good job, Kara.
Just to give
You
everyone
got
just
me,
a brief refresher, this is Curse of Tamreon. Something is happening within the continent of Tamreon. A murky fog shrouds the land in darkness. Grim tides bring horrors from the deep, and eldritch whispers corrupt all those who heed their tempting call. We have you guys were calling yourselves the Koldar convicts, which had made their way from arriving in Koldar, the kingdom, in the midst of their conflict with the embittered spirits and the terrible aberrations that arrive with the fog to steal and abscond with both the living civilians of the cities and settlements, as well as any forces that are proving hostile to them. Your group was able to make it from jail out into the wilderness and have now found yourselves, after setting fire to said wilderness, escaping into the other world, where you have been accepting a task in order to try to find what you can only assume is some terrible fey being that wants you to play a game with them. Before we jump into tonight's episode, I want to go ahead and let everyone know that thanks to our sponsor for this evening, Waystar by Penny Dragon Games, this is a complete science fiction conversion of the 5th edition D&D system, featuring spaceship rules, an entire galaxy to explore, and, get this, space monkeys. Amazing, right? It is available now on Kickstarter. Type !Waystar in chat if you're watching live, or check the video description below for more information. Basically, if you ever wanted to play Star Trek, Star Wars, honestly, anything with star in it, this is probably right up your alley. Anyways, onto our show. When we last left our adventurers, they were making their way through a very dark and twisting path. As they approached a fork in the road, they went first west, and then they went north, and then east. They considered turning around. They don't know quite what's happening, but every time they go down one of these paths, they end up at the exact same fork in the road. And each time they do, little flashes of multicolored light, cackling all the while, rush out from the forest that surrounds them and bite at them, causing injury and confusion amongst the party. Eventually, the group discovers that these are not little motes of light that are attacking them, but extremely fast fey creatures known as quicklings. These fey creatures attack with ironwood daggers, and at some point during their conflict, the Murky Veil followed our intrepid adventurers to the other world, and one of them went temporarily mad. During their fight with the quicklings, one of the party was transported somewhere not entirely of this world, but not entirely not of this world, as a creature from the deepest, darkest recesses of the hungry dark brought them within its horrible and malignant prison, and asked it the same question that's been asked this entire adventure.
Food
Thankfully, they were able to escape. And our adventurers now find themselves, after having dispatched all but one of those little fey bastards that was able to run back into the forest. They're trying to figure out where they're going to go and what they're going to do. Should they go backwards? Should they go forwards? What will you do, my cold hard convicts?
Backward. I think we've tried every direction but backwards, and forwards has always brought us backwards. So maybe backwards will bring us forwards. That sounds like a good idea to me.
Sounds good to me. That was the plan.
Sounds reasonable enough for this place.
So it sounds like you're going to try going backwards. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let us then take you backwards as we make ourselves a nice little area here with which we can view your progress. There we go. Let's go ahead and let everyone see the fruits of your labors here. All right. So you have, at this point, after re-arriving at this fork, Platt, you can still see that to the west, you have your mark upon the tree. To the east, you have your mark upon the tree. You know that you've tried the direct path to the north of you, and Tim, you can still see all of the footprints that you've been keeping track of this entire time. None of them have been eroded or dispersed. And it seems as though your group has come to the consensus that you are going to go back the way that you came. If anyone doesn't have any conjecture against that, let's go ahead and do so. Your
Back
party
we
moves
go.
backwards. Oh, go ahead.
Back we go.
And as your
Logical as
party
anything for this place.
moves backwards, you go ahead and just go back the exact way that you came. And after about 2 minutes of walking, just the same as before, every time that you've so far been wandering around this dark wood, your party somehow turns itself around going on this straight path back the way you came and end up right back at the fork in the road, just as you had moments prior. Seemingly stuck in this dangerous and revolving area. Thankfully, those little motes of light that seem to harass you whenever you made what you can only assume is an incorrect choice don't appear to be coming any further. Although you do hear something as you approach the path once more.
You foolish mortals! Gosh, you overcomplicate everything. Ooh, I can't wait to break your shins beneath my boots.
Can we tell where that voice is coming from?
Yeah, make a perception check.
With disadvantage, because I've been given 4 in the past 5 minutes.
Well, there you go. I'll go ahead and expunge the first one for you.
So I don't know where it's going.
Oh no.
Yeah, unfortunately, that noise is coming, and there is a lot of fog. Remember, those of you that had failed from previously by the fog, you're already rolling with disadvantage on this.
I think I can get a flat roll, right? So
If
Ferric
you
will
didn't
also
fail,
try to-
yeah.
Yeah, I think I was the only one that didn't fail, if I recall. But
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure,
I'll
yeah,
go for it.
everyone was pretty
Oh,
bad.
wait, I thought I had. Sorry, that was supposed to be with disadvantage on. Apologies. I'll roll again. I got an 18.
An 18, okay, and then an 11. Raze, did you want to try and have Clack take a hand at it?
Might as well, since everyone else is.
And Raze, did Clack succumb to the effects of the fog, or were they able to resist when it arrived?
I think they just hit under. I think they got.
Yeah, I believe Ferric was the only one that didn't.
Oh, okay, very good.
fail.
Well, it looks like among your group, the highest roll that you got was the 18 from Jackal. As everyone is listening keenly to this dreadful little creature that is taunting you from out within the dark wood, Jack, you can hear that you believe it's coming somewhere within the thicket just ahead of you, somewhere around here. You'd have to go from what you can hear, pretty deep within, and the whispers of the fog are somewhat muddling what you are trying to listen to. It makes it kind of difficult to hear exactly what's being said, but despite that, you do believe that's where it's coming from.
Okay. Cool. I'll point that out to everybody around me.
Perhaps we should go straight after it.
I don't know.
Part.
Better I see few better options.
That is true.
Yes.
None of the paths take us anywhere. We have to head off into the forest one way or another.
I think Ferric is going to start casting. Just start out with one cast of Mold Earth to try to basically like uproot or like push aside the trees or the bushes to make a path.
Okay.
Speaking of trees, Achieve, do you think you could make another fire of sorts and force them out?
For the
I could do
record,
that.
Clack is gonna hold up his head. For the record, I don't know if we should be fooling around with whatever we're fooling around with. I don't think making it angry is in our best interest.
Unfortunately, it's a moot point because I cannot conjure fire on that scale again today.
Okay.
To at least have something to make a smaller fire.
Yes, something much smaller I can manage, but nothing that quite that scale.
Are you guys seriously gonna try and burn this wood down? Holy crap!
Kind of my MO.
Is that breaking the rules? Ooh, I'm gonna go ask. Be right back.
You hear that? He's going back to ask the dragon what the rules are. Let's follow him.
That's a
That
good
sounds like
idea.
a much better plan.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
So
Okay,
using the Mold Earth strategy.
So your group is going to go charging into the thicket over here.
This seems like a great idea.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah,
absolutely
using
nothing could go wrong.
Excellent.
Mold
All
Earth
right.
to, if not clear the path, at least like leave a path that we can potentially find our way back.
As you approach, you can see that whatever made this trail, whether it's a trail that animals have made as they've gone through here, or maybe the redcaps and quicklings that seem to be so common in this area may have cut a slew of brush and brambles out of the way to make it easy for them to get around. But regardless, when you arrive at this thicket of dark and twisting trees, while you still can see gaps in between, it is incredibly tangled and thick, and this is certainly very difficult to get through. You can make it through, but it's going to be difficult terrain for sure.
Clack is gonna
Could
pull
we
out a couple
send
ironwood daggers and just start hacking.
So could we send the familiars in after them?
Yeah,
Achieve is
certainly.
going to mount his broom and hover 5 feet above the ground and continue on his way.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to need. Those of you who are attempting to cut your way into this path, I'll get to you in a moment. Those of you who are a bit quicker, which is the familiars and Achieve on their broom, I'm going to need, first of all, to make it through this thick undergrowth. I need each of you to make an acrobatic check to make sure that you are able to, at a decent speed, make it through here. Success doesn't necessarily, or rather failure, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to not succeed at being able to try to catch up to this creature. What it does mean is it might slow you down considerably.
And this is the familiar rolling?
This is the
Or
familiar
rolling for the
roll.
Okay.
Mhm.
So just
And
the
then-
dexterity.
Hey, a 1. Not a natural one, just a 1.
Or a 2, that total of 1. So here's the thing. Achieve, as you mount your broom and try and pick your path in, you realize that you're not, the familiars dart right in. This owl and this crow, this raven, are able to just go right through and get on by. You kind of realize as you're trying to pick your way through, you go forward about 5 feet as you fly and then hover and stop because now the back of your broom is getting caught on a thorny branch and you are trying to get off of it and you're kicking away at the tree. And as you begin moving in, you get probably about a good 10, 15 feet into this thing before you realize this is not happening. Not going this way anyway. You'll have to find a different way through. For the familiars, go ahead and make acrobatics checks for them?
Just a normal roll.
Well, first of all, I'm going to need your familiars, because I don't know if they've made a save. Make a save against the fog blaze, now that it's relevant, since they're making rolls.
Wisdom.
For the record, am I stuck so much that I can't get back, or I just can't?
No, you can get back. You can get
Okay.
back. You just can't proceed any further. Okay, well, unfortunately, Click is going to have disadvantage on their perception checks and as well on their concentration checks if they have any. Hootie's just fine. Hootie's not pleased to be here in the slightest. I mean, they were happy to be here in the other world, but not now that the fog has showed up. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they are able to make their way through, and Click is only going to be slightly held up by this. So if you could go ahead and have both of them make a survival check, please, to try and track whatever creature is moving through here.
Okay. Well, it's okay. So survival. That's wisdom.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. And as they are moving out, this is, by
Also-
the way. Oh, go ahead.
Hootie also has advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or sight. So I don't. But we're rolling survival, not perception. So
Yeah. No, when it becomes relevant, I'll let you know. And it actually will
Okay.
be somewhat relevant in the fact that this is not accurate for distance, because you guys are, and now your familiars are way into the bramble, because again, I didn't quite expect you to go running off into these trees. But as they are making their way through the deepest parts of this dark bramble, they see a red cap that is just kind of trouncing and bouncing their way, just crushing through the undergrowth of this thick line of trees. And they don't even pay attention to these little familiars that are kind of coming up from behind. The rest of you, why don't you go ahead and just give me an athletics check, just to represent your attack rolls as you are trying to just cut your way, if that's what you're doing.
does using mold earth to help clear the way help at all?
So mold earth, what it will do is, if you want to spend the time, and it would take a pretty considerable amount of time, you could try and unearth all of the loose, earth, and not quite rock, but all of the loose ground that is beneath a tree, and it will certainly help deroot it and make it easier to cut down. Certainly.
Did you say athletics check?
Yes, athletics.
Okay.
I'll just do a straight athletics without the mold earth then.
And as this is happening, just taking out your daggers and are you using your staff, Jackal?
I'm probably tried and then realized it wasn't working. I just
And are you just taking your fist and plunging it into the trees? Ferric?
Yeah, he's just kind of like stomping his way through the undergrowth.
So yeah, just Eberwolf is noticing your lesson in futility, not having brought any axes or fire to try and clear any of this. And
you have tinder,
it's good to know.
tinderbox, and torches.
But Everwolf is
I
going
think
to
the
speak
goal's
up.
not
Lads, please. I'm not sure exactly which one of you said it earlier, but aside from checking every angle and then trying to go back, one of you mentioned earlier, what if we tried going down the same path we already went? And ever since then, we haven't tried that again. I think it might have been you, Ferric. That was the very first suggestion you all made, but then we started kind of bouncing around and leaving signs, and I'm wondering if we shouldn't give that a try before we
Just
try
pick a
to cut
direction
down
and-
this forest and just keep going. Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
And after a
so
few more
close.
moments, you can see that your familiars, as they go deep enough into the wood, they keep flying and flying and flying, and eventually they end up back at the
Oh,
fork once more, having come from the southernmost path, and they look incredibly confused, having just flown literally out of the tree line back onto the road, and then catching up very quickly with the group.
Good to know that wouldn't have worked.
Well, we'll try it your way, Eberwolf. And
I guess we
go
just start walking.
beep, beep, the broom just right back.
Eberwolf holds his hands up. I've not actually had to go through one of these tests before with Mr. Pyrus or Miss, or I don't really know. It's really hard to tell with dragons. But no, one of you spoke up and said it. I'm just reminding y'all. That's all. So, which way do we want to try? Should we pick one of the first paths we took, or should we try? Well, now those damn birds just went off into the forest. Look, why don't we just go ahead and try and go? And he points over towards the very first path y'all took. Let's just go north. That sound all right?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And as your party moves up with your familiars in tow, you head on up to the north path and almost predictably begin, after a few minutes, coming upon the fork in the road once more. Eberwolf just nodding all the while. All right. So that was expected. Now we push on, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
And the only thing we're losing is time.
By the way, do we get like, I don't know how we'd even tell this, but do we get the impression like that this is like some illusion type stuff that's happening at all? Like,
How
at
would
this
you try to
point,
disprove that it's an illusion, Jackal?
I don't know. It's like because like the trees were like we could touch the trees; they were real and stuff, right?
You could touch the trees, yes. You were able to break them
So-
and move them, and they did seem to impede the chief as they were trying to fly through. Is there anything
Yeah,
else
I
you'd
don't
like to
know.
examine? You've got a few minutes while you're traveling down these paths, trying to get to your destination.
Okay, I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm gonna look very odd. I'm gonna walk, like turn myself backwards, like 180, and literally walk backwards, the same direction as everybody. But I'm gonna walk backwards and look behind, and see if I notice anything do something weird, like from behind. Like does it just
Okay.
randomly switch?
Go ahead and make an investigation check, since you're trying very, very intently to see if you can see through what could be a possible illusion.
Sorry, what was the check again?
Investigation, specifically.
All right, 16.
A 16. Wow, that's very good.
Well,
As you
actually,
are-
okay. I do have a to be fair
Yes.
with you.
Uh-huh.
I do
Uh-oh.
have disadvantage for saying I don't know, but I have disadvantage for choices made like almost all the time. So should I roll? Like, do you want?
No.
Did you want super disadvantage?
No.
I just want to make sure.
No, I appreciate you clarifying, but no, we're not going to do that. No, we want to save the
Okay.
disadvantage when you don't have disadvantage. So
Okay.
since you already are proccing it, well, we won't do it twice. But what we will do is give you an explanation as to your area. As you are looking around, much like it was pointed out earlier to you, you can very clearly see the footprints. And you can see that this path is very dark, very windy, with lots of fog in the area. Not just the normal fog that seems to rest over the ground, but that dark purple fog that comes with it, the terrible little whispers at the back of your mind that make everything very difficult to try to hear or think through, as it is trying to creep into and give you the worst thoughts imaginable, driving you mad all the while. Aside from that, it does appear to be just a very dark, very obviously magical, considering everywhere you've gone has brought you right back to this point. But as you stare, taking your time and knowing that if there was something here that stuck out, you're very likely sure that you would have seen it. There doesn't appear to be any other magic at work other than what is vexing your party thus far. You're rather confident that there is no illusion placed here.
Okay.
And as you are walking backwards, contemplating this with the rest of your party moving forward, it takes some time. It takes longer than just 2 minutes, but you realize after about 2 or 3 minutes, when normally you would have come across the exact same fork in the road again, you keep moving down along this dark, winding path that seems to be growing darker and darker as you make your way through. Eberwolf chuckles. Well, there we go. I suppose that was it. We just got to keep following along this path, and hopefully we'll eventually find him. Is there anything any of us think we should take part in doing right now? It's possible that they're going to try to... Well, he said that there was going to be as many or less. Oh, it's hard to remember. There was enemies here. We fought a few back there. We know there's some little twat running around out there in the jungle, or the forest, wherever this place is. and then we're going to come across that dragon eventually. Should we take a moment to clean up your boo-boos?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. I do think that's a good idea.
Should we make some sort of camp, hoping that they're not going to attack us mid-heal, or do you want to take out some of those potions of yours?
Well, they said we had quite an ample amount of time to find them. I see no harm in resting a while.
I agree. I think a rest would entertain them, if anything.
All right, I'll go ahead and get camp set up then. Let's go ahead and just pick this spot over here. And Everwolf comes to an area where it seems as though the path is a little bit wider. There really is, unless you tried to cut into the woods itself. There doesn't really appear to be that much, as really, it seems less like a forest and more like if you were to enter some kind of maze. But instead of having that really well-cut, nice, fine greenery bush, it's just these thorny, terribly withered-looking brambles that are attempting to block you. And they leave just enough room in order for you to be able to see deep within them, but not enough to actually make your way through easily. And as you camp on the road, Everwolf sets up a small fire for you, starts heating up some food, some rations that they've brought along the way. You can all just pop a squat, take a seat, and see to your wounds. And everyone can go ahead and take a short rest right now.
Okay.
While we are going about seeing to the short rest. Oh, go ahead.
I'll sing, or not sing, but like here during Jack will take out his drum during the rest and play a tune and do that.
Oh, the
Whatever
Song
that
of Rest. Excellent.
Oh.
So everyone, as part of this rest, regains 1 extra d6 as part of this short rest. And while we're taking this short rest, I'm going to go ahead and just hand out some of these sand rewards that we've been getting. It looks as though, unless the rest of you have already started adding them, we've got quite a bit of inspiration and disadvantage to hand out, as well as some
I got
treasures.
my disadvantage.
So let's see here. Let me try and find who all of this is for, because
I imagine that since Ferric isn't actually down any hit points, he'll be like using mold earth to create kind of an embankment around the camp and like difficult terrain in case somebody tries to jump us. And while he's doing that, he'll accidentally unearth some of the treasure that chat has given us.
that sounds like an incredible idea. Why don't you go ahead and roll a 1d100 for me, please?
So while Ferric is doing that, Clack, who's just kind of sitting, is like, Ferric, you seem to really like that mold earth spell. Why is that?
It's very handy for construction work.
You mean shovels don't do good enough?
It's too much work. And
Fair
work
enough,
makes me
I
sweat.
suppose. Yeah.
Chief downs one of his health potions as well, one of the basic ones.
Oh, excellent. Okay. And what was let's see, what was that roll that you got? Ferric, did you roll oh, there it is, a 58.
58.
Okay, very good.
Can I bring back the blowfish during this or no? I think it takes a long rest.
Yeah, double check and see what is going to allow you to bring back your blowfish.
It just says if it dies, it vanishes, leaving its heart in its place. And normally you have to be on a long rest to update your infusion.
During the rest, Jackal is gonna go up to Achieve. Say, I apologize for striking you earlier. My emotions got the best of me. If you don't mind me asking, why do you serve who you serve? Why not like somebody that people tend to not judge so harshly, like Laban or Zaylor and the like?
Where I'm
Can
from,
they hear us in the Feywild?
I'm sure they can.
Jackal doesn't care.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, there was no one praised more highly than the Machine Prince. Yeah. Where I'm from, we are taught from a very young age that we are all part of his grand design and that there is no higher calling or purpose for anyone in this world. It is a great honor to be serving him.
maybe in you're too young to be around for when they all were walking about, but I assure you that was not always the case. There was a lot of evil took place in those cities that you are looking for, and
Yes, I'm sure it must have been glorious. I envy those who were there to see it.
I wish I had not. I do. You're not as bad as them, though. There were back then. That was true evil, and I don't think even time could hide away the evil that took place at those cities.
Evil, my
It's,
friend, is a point of view.
Yes,
From where I'm standing,
and
those who would violate design and all of its blessed purpose is evil. Where you're standing, that
Yeah.
may not be the case. From where
I've met and slayed many followers like you with my friends, and I've had friends fallen to followers just like you. And when we killed in return, many of them begged and said, "Is my death truly part of the design?" And Anachronus never answered. He does not care about you. He does not care about me. He cares about his plans and his plans alone. If you truly wish to see that evil for yourself and make your own decision, the terrain has changed a lot since I've been here last, but I might remember where a few of those cities are. I'll if we make it out of this, I promise you, I will show you. I'll bring you to those cities that you're looking for, and then you can make your own decision if you truly want to follow this design. Does that sound like a deal?
any help would be greatly appreciated, but you'll forgive me if what you said does not inspire me to trust you.
Well, my friend, the feeling's mutual.
It's fortunate we have a common purpose for the time being. We'll see if we survive this far.
Have a good rest. And he'll turn on his heels and walk away.
Yeah, you totally should have a good rest. Gosh, you guys are cheaters! Making your way through this thing and you just pop a squat, sit down, and think everything's gonna be alright? You're lucky I don't squash your little skulls right now. This is way too fun, though, watching you get all goody two-shoey with your talks and your words and... Ah! Words!
And when that happens, let's turn to Everwolf. I told you so.
The chief throws a firebolt in the direction of the voice.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Firebolt. Hey, that's another disadvantage gone. I didn't even think about that. Yes. Beautiful.
It is a disadvantage gone, and as you send out your firebolts, you can hear,
Wow, 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 wow! Oh, that's it. You better not close your eyes, pretty man, or I'm gonna get you. But seriously, though, stop throwing those around, or I'm gonna call some friends and we're gonna end that little rest of yours.
I would love to meet some of your friends. In fact, we're all here searching for one of your friends.
I'm going to go ahead and expunge another one of your disadvantages.
Oh, no. Oh no, I don't like that. What's happening, Matt?
Nothing. I'm just taking care of some business. Don't worry about it. Ferric,
I don't like that.
Ferric, while you are stomping around, what was the reasoning? You were just prepping the area for your rest?
I was using mold earth to basically like create difficult terrain routes, in case anybody tried to charge at us while we were resting, it would hold them up.
Oh, perfect. So as you are moving this earth around your camp, just kind of creating a little bit of a barrier, a makeshift wall, as it were, of dirt.
A mud moat.
Yeah, a mud moat. You're able to uncover as you move a section of the path beneath you. You can see bones beneath the path. Many, many bones. It appears as though, much like in other parts of Anakra, where much care and time is taken in building roads that will last, they will dig trenches and then they will fill it with silt and stones and pebbles and rocks and things that will provide a good foundation, filling it either with gravel or dirt or other such things that can tightly pack, and then covering it with cobblestones or other such things to make sure that it'll stand the test of time and the weathering of the elements. Instead of such a thing, you find bones. Many, many bones. Atop some of those bones, you find 4 copper pieces and 4 silver that spilled out of a broken pouch, as well as that you find a potion and a damaged chain shirt that is wrapped upon the torso of one of these numerous bones. You can see a collection of other tattered belongings and clothes amongst the rest of the scattered skeletons that you see beneath your feet. But as you begin searching through them, these are all that you're able to recover, unless you would like to continue disturbing those that were buried here to make this road.
Once the bones come up, he's gonna stop and examine the stuff that he did find.
Perfect. Okay, go ahead and add the 4 copper, the 4 silver, a murky-looking potion. It's a brown potion. You're not sure if this is an entirely different magical effect than something you've seen in the past, or if it's just turned. But you've recovered a brown potion.
Okay.
If you'd like it, there's also a damaged chain shirt.
I'll write it down for now.
Oh, good. I'm glad. And let's see here.
Is there enough time left in this short rest to try to identify this potion?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay. Then Ferric will spend the rest of the time, barring any trash talking with Faye in the vicinity, examining the potion.
It seems as though, at least for now, the Fae in the area have gotten their kicks, or they're kicking somewhere else. Who can tell, really? But they're elsewise distracted and no longer accosting you as you take your rest.
Okay.
So go ahead and, are you casting Identify, or are you just doing some research like with Arcana?
I just doing some research with Arcana. I don't have the Identify as a ritual. But
Okay.
I believe identifying can be done over the course of a rest also.
So wait, just to clarify, you're not using the spell. Just want to confirm.
I'm not using the spell.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me.
21.
A 21?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Yes. From what you've been able to ascertain, and you're not quite sure if that's what really happened here, but this appears to be a very, very old potion. From what you can tell, this is a very particular... I say particular as in it's foreign to you. Generally, from where you've come from, there's a very, let's say, recently adopted way in which glass is made and bottles are produced. There's a certain style. Not that there's a standard healing potion that everyone across the world sells, but it's generally assumed that unless you're making the vials yourself, there's only so many manufacturers across even the places that you've been that produce such things. This bottle seems old. So old, in fact, that even as a dwarf, this is very much unfashionable and out of style. You've not heard of magic going bad. This does appear to be a healing potion but it is a very old healing potion. And unfortunately, you're not able to discover much more than that. But you have a very old brown healing potion.
Okay. Well, I have plenty of fresh ones too, so
You know that that skeleton and perhaps others have been here for a long time.
yeah.
You're going
If
to
he
say,
died
like,
with a healing potion on him, that's not a good sign.
yeah, exactly. And just to remind you, I believe you were able to recover a total of 3 ironwood daggers between your party. I don't know if all of those are on Ray's or if you shared them amongst the rest of the group. One of them
I think
Ray
Ray's
is
has
burnt
them
as
all.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did the rogue thing. It just yoink, 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 yoink.
And while we're at it, why don't we just go ahead and just finish off our treasure. As you unearthed multiple skeletons, there is more here in and around. And over the course of your time here, you were able to find that there was several different pouches of different materials that have been gathered here. Over the course of your time, all of you are able to find 4 gold, 13 gold, 1 platinum piece, 20 copper, 23 silver, and 7 electrum pieces.
Is that equal for everyone?
That is
Or-
what you find, and you'll have to break it up between all of you.
Okay.
In addition to the actual material wealth that you find, you come across very, very, very old linen that seems to be actually threaded with copper. Again, this is really ancient, and it's the fact that it's even still. I mean, it couldn't be moth-eaten because it's been buried in the ground with a bunch of skeletons, but it is very dirty, but still looks quite valuable. You figure you could probably, if you were able to return back to civilization, just because of its age and weathered look, you'd probably be able to get about 25 gold for it. And finally, you come across a winged centipede preserved in amber.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Can you copy and paste that to chat or post that to chat?
I can. Give me just a moment.
These bones, do they look like Fey bones, or do they look like us bones? like
Like
not
mortal
Fey
bones?
bones. Yeah, yeah,
Would you like to investigate?
yeah. Sure, I would like to investigate. Um,
Jackal, you've been around for a while.
mhm.
You're not quite sure how, but you just haven't died. You've been through many, many adventures throughout your time, and it's not like you're a glory seeker. You're not going out in the world trying to necessarily change the foundations of Anakra. What you do is collect stories. You interact with people, and you collect information. And throughout your time, you've seen a dead body or 2, or 3, or 17. And you certainly know that this is a collection of various mortal creatures. You can't say with absolute certainty that there are other creatures here. You've only uncovered if this entire road that you've been traveling on has the dead buried beneath it used as a foundation. Oh my god, that's a lot of dead people. But yes, you have uncovered many different, what you could only ascertain are the bones of humans, elves, dwarves, halflings, orcs, any creature that would be able to create and hold a civilization within the mortal realm of Anakra is likely to be found here, at least from what you can tell. And they're not full skeletons, by the way. They're pieces. Some of them are more intact than others. But this appears to be... Actually, make a history check as part of this, please.
Yeah. I lost my shit. History. Where are you?
And as a bard, I think you have some very particular stuff about your checks, but I'm not sure.
I might. I don't think so.
A 14. Do you want that to stand?
I don't got a choice but to let it stand. So yes, I think I'll let that I'll let that one stand.
Okay. And Ferric, did you share what you discovered about the potion?
Yeah, sure. It's like oh, it's just a antique healing potion. I'm not sure it's still good anymore. Does anyone want to try it?
Jacko, I don't know how best to put this, but you kind of have an aha moment where you begin putting the pieces of what's happening around you together, and you slowly but surely come to the realization that, now wait a minute, it's been hundreds of years since Tamreon was brought here, and in that time, the first 100 years, there was the War of Displacement, where numerous amounts of mortal creatures battled against fey creatures. Oh my.
Mm-hmm. This is where like the battle, like this is a battle, like bodies of a battle type idea that I'm getting.
Can't prove anything unless you're able to keep uncovering and try to find something a little more specific, but you have a hunch that you may be standing on recovered material that the fey creatures may have used after or during the war. If that makes sense.
I see.
They're called the Embittered for a reason.
Gotcha. Okay. That's cool. I think he'll probably just keep that to himself, not to nervous anybody, but starts looking slightly paler.
Well, we wouldn't want to unnerve anyone here, would we?
Yeah. No. It's fine. Everything's safe.
I am going to use prestidigitation on the linen threaded with copper to clean it up, and probably try to use it to clean up anything else that it would work on. I doubt it'll make the healing potion any fresher, but anything else that gets dug up will get cleaned up with prestidigitation.
Oh yeah, no, that'll certainly help. And while you're at it, and while we take care of that last one, go ahead and add 5 gold to your group loot as we complete the last of many treasure cards that were thrown into the pile here.
So it was 4, 13, and 5 gold, 1 platinum, 7 electrum, and something else.
23 silver, I believe.
23 silver.
I have now navigated away from that, but I believe that's what it was. Yes.
That sounded right.
And then, okay, perfect. So it looks like we've got some nice inspiration in the tank for the Fae, and then plenty of our players have inspiration and disadvantage in the tank for when things come up. And before I forget, I want to go ahead and grant myself and Tim inspiration for dressing up today. We look lovely. Good job.
Yay.
And unless there's anything else that your group wants to do, did you want to end your short rest? Has everyone used their hit dice and used their healing and gotten themselves to a point that they feel comfortable?
Yes.
Yep.
Thankfully, from where you are along the road, the fog that had pulled through and apparated into the dark wood that you were in, you left that behind you. So thankfully, none of you are suffering any ill effects of the fog going forward. And both Hootie and Click kind of move off to the edge of your camp and are still within line of sight and hearing to their masters, but they appear to be kind of sitting up in one of the trees and just tweeting and chirping amongst themselves. And anyone who looks over at them having this little avian conversation can swear that they see that weird outline that they had seen earlier, where there are other forms that are larger and grander than what these creatures are when you have turned them into their familiars, which they assist you. But your short rest ends. You are healed up as much as you can be. Aside from your healing, please go ahead and add any short rest abilities that you get back. And Eberwolf claps his hands. All right, that was quite good. I think we're all ready to go. It's very likely that we're about to come head to head with the master of this area and whatever minions that they haven't already thrown at us. Be prepared to steel yourselves. Strike quick, strike fast, and by God, don't smell the flowers. Do not stop and smell the flowers. And with that, you make your way on unless you say otherwise.
I think we can press on.
I think it's time to go.
Onward.
Excellent. And let me go ahead and I'll put us back to gameplay for a moment so everyone can see. As you make your way down the path, you travel for another few moments before you return almost to the same clearing that you had left earlier in the day, but instead of being surrounded by a noonday sun that was hanging overhead and bathing the entire area in very radiant, bright light, instead you come to a clearing that is incredibly dark and is only illuminated by little bits of light towards the center of the area. The flowers that were once here surrounding the grove appear to no longer reside in this area, and instead it seems as though there is a figure at the center. A small purple dragon floating up ahead with a small, almost elvish looking, tiny, minuscule little quickling sitting along the edge of the cliffside, just dangling their leg over the eye and twisting their dagger around in their hand, just staring at you, smiling. And a not unfamiliar redcap is just standing at the edge over the river that turns into a path, and it's just stomping their feet in anticipation of your arrival.
Welcome, dear friends, heroes. You found me. You did quite good. I must say, I was hoping you'd fail, but bringing you low myself will be far more pleasing than allowing my subjects to do it for me, or having you be lost for eternity within the wood. Now, there's going to be no rules going forward. You found me, and I you. We're going to settle this once and for all. If you fail this challenge, you're mine, as I said, mind, body, and spirit, for the next 20 years. Could be the blink of an eye when you return back to your world. It could be an entire lifetime. But I promise you, I'm going to have a lot of fun. But if somehow you're able to best me in mind, then I'll send you anywhere you want to go within the Tangwheel Forest. And with that, let's go ahead and get this show started.
I need you guys to go ahead and please roll initiative for me, please.
Okay.
Remember to click on your character.
Remember to click my guy.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
We are.
There we go.
I
I still have a disadvantage, so
yeah.
there we go.
I
my
also
That's
disadvantage.
actually tragic.
Yeah, well, my initiative is tragic. My initiative.
No, I meant my roll.
Oh, what did you roll? Oh. Oh, gee, yeah.
Given my modifier, that's tragic.
Yeah, that's a
That
crazy
is-
modifier.
We'll be fine. It's just a dragon.
It's
Just a dragon. It'll be fine. It'll be okay.
It's
It's just a
How
dragon. What could a dragon do?
How much
could
can
a
I move up?
dragon possibly do? You are right. You guys are in this line, so you can be anywhere within this line where you want to be. Anywhere.
So those top 5 squares, basically.
Exactly. So you can swap with anyone, but make sure that you all confirm where you are in there. So you can adjust your order amongst yourselves, but you can't leave past this portion of the path.
All right. Well, I'll move ahead of. I'll move to Everwolf's spot.
You're gonna swap with Everwolf? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Is everyone else comfortable with where they are, or would anybody like to change, move, or otherwise be somewhere else?
I'm fine where I am.
I'm good where I am too.
All right, give me just a moment to go ahead and get all of your enemies set up, and we'll be good to go. Currently, Clack has initiative with Everwolf on deck, but let's see if any of these creatures are able to roll well enough to get the jump on you.
Close. Not close.
Okay. Ooh, not quite with that one. How about the next one here? It is a very good thing your group decided to take a rest. Otherwise, that would have been very interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to live.
Oh my gosh, there's more. There's a lot more of them than we see, isn't there? There's a lot more of them than we see. Oh boy. Yeah,
Also,
it'll be fine.
just because I want to make sure that you don't get entirely surprised by this, last time when you battled the Quicklings, I forgot to read one of their abilities, and all of your attacks should have been at disadvantage because they move blindingly fast. So just be aware.
They were mostly webbed at the time.
They were mostly webbed at the time. So just there were at least one or two that were not webbed at a certain point. So that is a little bit sad, but that's okay. We'll make it work. That's not going to be a problem. And now we get to have a little buff for them. That'll be good. All right.
Oh,
Oh my god, there's so many of them.
I don't know about you a lot, but I have roughly 3 spell slots.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
I'm looking.
I have 5, which
Okay.
is unusual because I mostly just punch things.
Yeah.
Well, here's the nice thing, Clack. The Quickling is incredibly fast, but you, despite the fact that they are known amongst your group for their blinding speed, you've been ready for this ever since you left that hellhole of flesh, and you've been itching to use this mighty dagger of yours, this secretive, venomous thing, and you are ready to go and have initiative. You're up first, my friend.
All right. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Oh, interesting.
And then I am just going to run to here and then bonus action dash to here.
Is this a stream?
It is a path that as you are entering into this place, it is the path that you've been walking on, and when you enter into this area, it turns, yes, into a multicolored stream.
Yeah, so it's 25. So he's probably going, as soon as he can, he's going to get out of the water and probably end right here.
That's why
Okay.
I asked.
Perfect. So there's that splash, 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 splash as you're making your way through the water, but as you leave, you are dashing, so you are running and can still be heard despite being invisible, but unless they are able to take the time to listen for you and pinpoint you, you can't be seen at all at this point.
Yeah, and as soon as possible, he's getting out of the stream.
Excellent. Very, very good. All right.
And then he is going to chill.
Perfect. And anything for your familiar? Does it also turn invisible with you?
I don't know. Let me read.
I highly doubt it.
Creature you touch becomes invisible. So no, because I would touch myself.
All right, then Click and Hootie are just chilling here in the trees. Would you like Click to do anything at all?
Click is just gonna move up here to the front of the wood line
Okay, perfect.
on the high ground. Just sit on the top of a tree and spectate for now.
Okay, perfect.
And then that ends what my plans.
All right, next up, we have the Quickling with the Fairy Dragon on deck, followed by Eberwolf Roarer. The Quickling just goes ahead and just slides off the side of the wall and just runs quicker than barely the eye can catch, and turns, for everyone's for all intents and purposes, turns back into a small little mote of light as they rush forward. And only seeing, since you turned invisible, all they see is everyone that's up at the front there. They are going to go ahead and, let's see here. They're going to rush up, right up to you, Ferric. And they're going to go ahead and see what they can do about messing up your day. We have multi-attack with some ironwood daggers, and they're not flanking. Okay, very good. All right, let's do this. Ironwood the first, ironwood the second, ironwood the third. Does a 21 or above hit you?
AC 22.
22, okay. So the 11 and the 21 will miss, but the first strike with a 25, do you have any way of stopping that from hitting you?
Yes, but I'm gonna.
Are you going
save
to?
it.
Okay.
I am not.
All right, so as they rush up, they plunge the dagger right into one of the small little joints of your armor. They don't quite break through, but they dent it just ever so slightly and cause a little bit of a bruise as your armor kind of allows the blow to push into that weak spot and then pushes it back out of the way. They go ahead and hit you for 10 points of piercing damage, and as a bonus action, they are going to disengage from you and just run back the way that they had come.
Okay. And I still had one temporary hit point left from something. So that's 9 points total.
And from where they are, just to clarify, they are positioned in such a way to where none of you are able to target past this collection of brambles here. You'll have to move all the way around to be able to get sight of that quickly. And that will be it for them. Next, we have the Fairy Dragon with Eberwolf Roarer on deck. And Pompyrus, the Fairy Dragon, flying just straight up into the air, is going to... Let's see, who can they see? Who among you is actually injured right now, by the way?
I am.
Okay.
I'm not at
I
max
am-
hit points.
I am
Very
now.
By injured, do you mean like has missing health?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jackal is
Okay, that's
Not
good
much,
to know.
a little bit.
They're going to go ahead and they're going to cast Mirror Image, where instead of just one dragon, you can see a total of 4 as the dragon multiplies itself. And you can see floating up into the air, the area where they were positioned was already about 20 feet above the rest of you, and they have flown straight up into the air and are now about 80 feet total up in the air as they are reviewing the battlefield. And it seems as though they are kind of just playing with themselves. As soon as they summon their mirror duplicates, they start playing patty cake in the air and are just floating around onto their backs, whipping tails and wings at each other, and just generally being giddy and funny.
Oh, we're gonna grind your bones to dust and then we'll lick it with our tongue. And every time we put you in the oven, we're gonna make it grow and get so yummy. It's gonna be good. We're gonna be tasty, just like we should. You're gonna die.
And that's going to be it for the Fairy Dragon. Next up, we have Eberwolf Roarer with the red cap on deck. Gosh, you rolled very poorly. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Roarer is going to go ahead and, seeing how things are moving, they kind of want to lock that quickling down before it becomes more of a problem for your group. They kind of don't really want to mess with the dragon. I'm gonna go ahead and focus on the quickling, y'all. If you could just take care of the ads, focus on that terrible little gremlin before it gets any closer. Don't let it stomp on you. It's very bad. And we'll see about kind of collapsing upon that dragon in a moment. And he's going to take out his, or rather Clack's short bow and just rush out of here. He's going to be moving forward. He can't quite make it. He steps up, doesn't have any idea where Clack is, but he does move up right behind you. Tries to see if he can get an eye on that quickling, but unfortunately he cannot see past the large overgrown brush. So he's going to just go ahead and take a shot. Actually, I can't see the damn quickling. I'm going to go ahead and shoot the red cap. And taking out his bow, he's going to use one of his warden senses for the day. And he's going to go ahead and take his shots. He makes 2 attacks with his bow. And he's going to use his warden senses to add a 1d10 to the next damage roll that he makes. So short bow the first. That is going to be a hit, and he's going to be dealing 13 points of damage with the ironwood bow. And now he'll go ahead and attack one more time. Oh, I did short sword, not short bow. Oh well, it's the same damn thing. And then there we go, another one. So a total of 19 points of damage as he just sends 2 bolts forward. The first one sticking right into the forehead of the creature. It's not like a headshot killing it. It just sticks right into the head, and then another one clips it in the shoulder, continuing on behind it. And the kind of stunned, the red cap looks up.
Oh my god, look at that! It just sticking right out of my head! Ooh, that hurts. Dang. Ooh, I'm gonna get you for that one. These boots are ready for it, my dude.
And that's going to be it for Roarer. Next up is the red cap with Jackal on deck. And in response to being shot in the forehead, the red cap is going to rush forward. They are going to use their Ironbound Pursuit. They're going to move up to their speed, and if they are within range of a creature they can see, they're going to kick them with their iron boots. And what do you know? They move at 25 feet. They're going to jump down and use their movement to move the first 25 feet that they have. And then they are going to rush forward. Oh, wow. Someone's in the way. They're making a beeline for Everwolf. And as they do, Clack, they bump right into you. I need you to please make a dexterity saving throw, please. As they are doing a flying kick with their boots. If you fail, you're going to take this shot to the chin instead of Everwolf Roarer, as they just run up and are doing like a drop kick with their big old iron boots, having no idea that you're even there. And just
and then I also have evasion too. So.
Perfect. You duck, and this thing just goes sailing right by you, and it just lands. I'm going to put it in this this space right here just to make it simple for us. And they're going to make their attack against Everwolf, and that is not going to be fun. So they are going to have to succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take a bunch of damage. So, Everwolf, I hope you're ready for this. Ooh. Oh no. Everwolf is not ready for this. Oh, he's very much. I do have inspiration, and I can choose to use it whenever I would like, and
whenever you would like.
Right do any of you have inspiration? Would one of you like to try to help Everwolf out at this time?
No.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen, y'all. First of all, Everwolf's taken this boot to the chin. We're gonna be rolling 3d10 points.
There is an inspiration for a natural one.
You're right.
Oh yeah, there is an inspiration for a natural one.
You are correct. Good call. Whenever there's a natural,
I think you're
one
obligated
rolled,
to take it now.
I am absolutely obligated to take it now. You're right. That was actually put in chat quite a while ago.
No, please get a natural 20 and get the disadvantage.
Ooh, let's see if we do that. Oh, can we just ruin it entirely? All right.
That'd be so funny.
Oh no! It's not a natural one.
So here's the thing.
No way.
We don't proc the high deck as part of this, thankfully.
I do have bad news though. Somebody did redeem a high deck earlier.
Yeah.
Did they?
Seen. Yeah.
Oh!
So that is a.
We may get that.
We get a high deck
Yeah.
anyway.
Wait a minute. Hold on just a moment here. Just a
This
moment.
was a little while ago. This was back.
Oh!
This is the beginning of our short rest. Somebody.
I do see that. Oh
Yeah,
my.
somebody got one.
Well, here's the thing. Nothing changes. Let's go ahead and let's
Oh,
take care of some
no.
of this. So as this happens, that's going to be 3d10 plus plus what? Plus 4. So that's 20 points of damage as this red cap just drop kicks Everwolf right in the face. And Everwolf takes it like a champ. It hurts. But he's encountered red caps before. He moves his head just at the last second. He still takes quite a blow. You can see a bruise is already forming on the side of his very rugged looking cheek. But he's not out of the fight yet. He's still good to go. That will be it for the red cap's turn. Now, Jackal, you are up. However, something's happening. Let me go ahead and let you know what is happening.
Is Clack going on a vacation again? Oh no!
I don't know. Let's find out.
Not going on another vacation.
The name doesn't seem bad, but the picture seems.
The picture
very
looks-
bad.
The
picture
I'm
picture
also
makes me
invisible,
uncomfortable.
so
I
like
don't
this
like
could
that
just ruin
picture.
all my fun.
I don't like that picture.
I would like
It'll be fun.
Jackal. Can you
Oh,
roll
yeah.
a 1d4, please?
Oh, I can.
The last time this happened, I went on a
Oh, last
vacation.
time That's why it was a 4, and it was Clack last time.
It is the way of the prophecy to only be understood when it has happened and it is too late to change. Binary,
Mm-hmm.
nothing happens to you.
Awesome.
Tim, nothing happens to you. Flat, nothing happens to you. Rays, however, you're very familiar with things happening to you recently, and this is no different. As you very nearly caught this iron boot to the chin, only very narrowly moving your head out of the way at the last possible moment to avoid this very deadly strike. In that moment, your life flashes before your eyes. You remember growing up in the city of Coldheart with your mother and father raising you to be a very good little highborn, teaching you the tricks of their trade as well as the tricks that normally are used against their trade, learning both the way of law and the way of the unlawful. And you've had some pretty close calls in your time. This is one of many, and there's likely, hopefully, many more to come. But the thing is, you know when it's going to happen. You know that there's been 3 times in your life where you could have died. The first was that horse. The second was the incident on the bridge. We don't talk about that. The third, depending on how it worked, could have been just now. And you know, within the pit of your soul, on the 7th close call of your life, you will die. This vision of your death is so visceral and reeling that you, on the spot, can no longer continue living. You drop to 0 hit points.
Oh!
I need you to make a death saving throw, please.
He's invisible. We don't know. We have.
I mean,
no
is it
idea.
concentration?
Oh yeah, it's
It is
Well, I mean, but
concentration.
we don't know he's down yet. Is the thing? Like we'll see
So,
him on the ground. We don't know.
Almost as if the boot had hit you instead. Clack, your invisibility drops as you lose consciousness, succumbing to the... You're not... The only thing that you saw was that there was a cloak, there was a dagger, and it wasn't your time. All you could think was, it's not my time. And you black out. The rest of you see Clack appear at the edge of the stream, falling upon the ground, and your hit points have been reduced to 0, and you've succeeded on your first death saving throw. Jackal, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Okay. This is fine. Everything's okay. So, how close are you? Okay, I'm gonna move.
That's a nasty card, by the way. That is a nasty
Yeah.
card.
I was like, oh my word. Like, I just got just rolled.
Wait. So 5, 10, 15.
Oh no, Gorm. What
Just
for
to
another one?
remind chat, we also have common cards that can be purchased as well.
Those
Okay.
ones aren't gonna
I
kill
just
us.
got, yeah, preferably please draw cards that don't get me hit like a freight train.
Oh my gosh, is that another high deck
was
card? Okay,
Yeah,
just to
that's fine.
clarify, another high deck card, unless you roll a natural 1, cannot be played from chat during this scene. So until this scene is passed, you're not going to get hit with another card from chat. However, if you roll a natural 1, I can't save you from that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go around the corner. I'm going to look and see Clack like on the ground. And
Gone.
I'm gonna say out loud, "Get up, man!" And I'm gonna healing.
You're gonna hit him with a healing word. Nice.
I'm gonna healing word at level 1.
Stop
So you-
being lame.
You got 8 hit points.
Oh,
Walk it off.
8 full hit points.
Clack, as you return from unconsciousness, you just and you check your body, and you reach around your neck and your sternum. Oh, it's not real, or is it? But for the moment, you're not dead. You know that. You're in the other world, and you're breathing. That's good. You realize that you were at the brink of death, and while there are no visible wounds covering your body, you were on death's door, and the magic of your friend Jackal has brought you back. You're still reeling from the experience. If I can have you please make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh. Okay.
It dies again.
Do I get?
just
Come on,
dies
you got this,
again
dude.
instantly.
You got this, dude. No whammies.
A 14. Clack, you regain half of the hit points that you had lost when you dropped to 0, as you realize that you're okay and you can make it through this, whatever that was, whether it comes to pass or not. You need to focus on the moment. And you were able to regain a measure of your composure. So you are going to regain 28 additional hit points on top of the 8 you just received.
And 8d4 plus 8 from Mama Shimada.
Oh! And 8d4 plus 8. Well, there we go.
No, Shimada code is clutch.
If you could please go ahead and roll 8d4 plus 8.
8, 4, 8.
That's a lot of ones.
I'm
That is
pretty
a lot.
sure
That's a
you're
lot.
fine now. I think you're back to full
Yeah.
again.
I think I'm
Better
back to
off
full
than you
too.
started with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after all that, he's gonna look to Jackal, go, "Thank you," and then under his breath, "It's not my time," and hefts the dagger in his hand like he's out for blood now.
And,
Jackal, when you imbued... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. You go first.
When you had imbued this healing magic from your spell, anyone in the area, and I believe it would be anyone that was looking at you, which in this case would be Achieve and Farrak, had seen that those spectral wings that I believe it was Achieve, you had seen but you don't recall seeing. Because your memory of that in-between space, you can't seem to recall. You don't even know that anything had happened there. But those spectral rings have returned, just for an instant, as you are bringing to bear the power of your spell. And something from beyond Jackal is taking part in this. Something more. Something powerful. And you are able, with just a word, able to bring Clack back from the brink of death and back into the fight once more. And as quickly as it arrived, without even your realization, the golden eyes that had been gleaming within your vision and the wings upon your back fade away, and you are Jackal once more. What would you like to do with your turn? aside from healing your friend?
Cool. After I heal a word, I'll yell again. Now hit him back, and I'm gonna. You get a bardic inspiration, which is a 1d6, I believe. Let me double check that.
And that's going to Clack?
Oh no, it's to Clack. It's a 1d8 rather. Sorry.
Perfect. 1d8. I'm going to put a purple thing on you there for inspiration. There we go. And would you like to move, Jackal, or are you okay where you're at?
That was my max movement. So.
Oh, that was your max movement. Oh, right. You were
yeah,
exhausted.
That is where I am.
Still.
All right, Ferric, you are up with Achieve on deck. What would you like to do?
All right. A lot I can do, and that's the problem of taking. It's like, even with only 2 levels in Wizard, it still takes forever to decide what to do.
I can understand that. Hey, just so I can remove some of my counters here, why don't you go ahead and add an inspiration to your sheet, okay? If you haven't already from chat.
I got the one from Briggsy and one from the costume.
Perfect.
For today.
There you
that's
go.
It.
That's perfect.
Okay. You know what? Let's just go for it. Ferric is going to move up to. Yeah, he'll move up next. He'll move up to this square. 25 feet of movement, and he's going to cast. Can I see the Quickling from here? Or is the?
I would say it has 3/4 cover because yes, there's it's kind of mostly in the square, but yes, I'll say that you go ahead and you have vision.
Okay. I'm gonna leave the Quickling for now, and as Ferric is walking up, he says to the red cap, "Is like, oh, those are some mighty hot boots you got there." And he's gonna cast heat metal on the red cap's iron boots or whatever his metal boots.
That's brilliant.
And is there a? I don't believe there's a save for this, is there?
There's no save. You just eat it.
Suck on 7 points of fire damage. And I believe every turn is a bonus action. You can do that again, right? As long as they keep wearing those boots.
Mm-hmm. He does. If. Oh, but he can't drop the boots, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he has disadvantage on all his ability checks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's if a creature is holding or wearing an object and takes damage from it, the creature must succeed on a con saving throw or drop the object if it can. But it's boots, so he can't just drop it.
Correct. But what is the negative?
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Well, that's fun. Anything else from you, Ferric?
Mark that off. I don't think so.
Oh my god! It's hot! Oh, I'm gonna stop you so. Oh, it's so hot! I don't like this at all!
Genuinely
Genuinely what?
Scared me.
My apologies.
I thought a cat bit you or something.
No. Just red.
I can
cat
use a
stuff,
bonus action on a healing potion, right?
Yes.
Actually, I'll use my bonus action to drink one of the regular healing potions that I've got.
Perfect. Wow, nice.
Wonderful. So that's back up to full.
And anything else for you? That's your turn. Perfect. All right. Achieve, bottom of the round.
How tall are these trees here?
I would say, for the purpose of you being on a flying broom, they are about 30 feet tall.
So you're saying I could go up 30 feet and then 20 feet this way and airstrike the Quickling?
Yes, you absolutely could do that. You absolutely could do that.
Okay.
I would 30
like
above
to do this.
By the way, Ferric, is Hootie doing anything, or is Hootie just hanging out there?
Oh yeah, Hootie can move up. I'll have him move up to here, and use the help action on Clack.
Perfect. And
Oh, why I didn't
chromatic
roll the
orb,
attack
is this
yet.
first level or what are we?
It's first level, yes.
All right.
And it's a ranged attack that didn't show up, so I'm just going to firebolt for my ranged
Yeah. Oh, with disadvantage.
disadvantage because cover.
Well,
Or-
first of all, because this thing you attack with disadvantage,
oh, right, it's a quick thing.
because
Yep.
it's a quickling. Yeah. So one
Isn't
more
he
time.
attacking from height?
Yes.
Doesn't attacking from altitude advantage give you advantage?
It depends on the circumstances. For a ranged attack, like this, no.
Okay.
And with a 13, is there anything that you can do to use your machine prince abilities to modify this, or are you okay with a 13 riding?
I can pop an. Yeah, I'll pop an inspiration. Fuck these quicklings.
All right. Pop an
Fuck
inspiration.
quicklings.
Go ahead and expunge one of your
Yeah.
inspirations, and yes, that is going to
Yeah.
hit. Go ahead and roll
Alright.
the damage for your chromatic orb.
3d8 thunder damage.
Ooh,
That is
ow.
abysmal.
That is
That is
abysmal, actually.
Absolutely abysmal.
Oh my
Alright.
gosh.
And then I would like to twin cast and also send one at ye old red cap.
All right, this is also going to be with disadvantage because you have, I believe, 2 more disadvantage on your plate.
No, I think
Because chat loves
I think
it.
I got rid of them all. I think I used them all.
I've been ticking them off each time that you've used them.
Okay.
You had 4, and we've used 2
Some-
so far.
Some of the disadvantage was natural from other causes. I
Okay.
think.
Also 13.
There's the
I rolled the
next
exact
one.
same things. What the hell?
What
the-
do?
Pseudo
Okay.
RNG.
So here's the
Yeah,
thing.
27.
Here's the funny thing. You hit
Yay.
because you're so far up in the air. It doesn't have cover from you. So you send that
Here's
right.
some
Oh,
damage.
that's much better. Very nice. With your barrage of arrow and fire and lightning, you bring this creature so low that it is on death's doorstep, much like Clack was just a moment ago. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Achieve?
That is my turn.
All right, very good. Top of the round, we have got Clack, and as we hit initiative turn order of 20, the world around you shifts and changes ever so slightly as the lair effect of Pompyrus kicks in. Give me just a moment here while I cough. Instead of being in this beautiful but dark looking otherworldly glade, you are instead, the terrain around you changes and you are now in a bubbling and festering looking swamp. Everywhere around you, it appears that the muck and the grime digs into the ground about 3 or 4 feet as those of you laying in the mud are submerged, if you are prone, underneath and begin choking on the mud. Everyone else is going to be moving at difficult terrain as they are trying to just make their way through this horrible, goopy puddle that surrounds you.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank Tom for my broom.
Yeah, and if you're flying in the air, you look down and you see this horrible fetid swamp, but little else that will hinder you during this. Clack, if you'd like to go ahead and take your turn, you are currently choking on mud.
I would like to stop doing that and stand up.
All right, you
Solid
are no
choice.
longer choking on mud, but you are very dirty. You have 12.5 feet of movement left.
I am going to move to right here, so I flank the red cap,
Ooh, nice.
and then I'm going. Clack is going to smile from ear to ear as he slashes with his dagger.
Oh,
good old
my
twice.
goodness.
Oh my god.
What happens to this creature, Raze? Because it was already on death's door, and you did something to it. What did you just do?
I'll lean over and go, I just knocked for you, and then take my dagger and just run it across its throat.
Ooh. And considering with this blow, you dealt quite a considerable amount of damage, way more than it had remaining. As you drag the dagger along its throat, you can feel the Fang of Zethius pulse, and the skin, once plump and pink around the creature's throat, darkens and withers as the very life force is sucked away from it, the venom injecting within it, liquefying everything inside of its throat, and begins sucking it back out again and into the dagger, which you get this sense of satisfaction as you remove the life from this creature. And it falls upon the floor, a withered husk of its former self.
Alright.
And I'm going to
Sounds like
spare
a dagger
chat
just came
the
out.
cackling of death from this red cat, since I jump scared everyone last time.
But Matt, there's an inspiration for the best evil cackle.
That is true. There was an inspiration for Best Evil Cackle.
Oh, I'm getting there. I wanted to
Gotta
give
hold on
everyone
to
a
it.
chance to take that, but so far, I don't think we have a very cackling group aside from myself.
I cackled. I cackled at one point.
Let me hear
And
your
then-
cackle, Achieve. That's a pretty
That's
good
pretty
cackle.
It's pretty good.
And what was happening with the rest of your turn, Clack? You moved 5 feet and then just shanked this thing with your action. You have a bonus action and a little bit of movement remaining.
I think well, could I sink down into the mud to hide?
Yes, you could certainly try to do that.
I'm gonna try to do that. Stealth. Oh, that still has advantage. Oops.
We take the first one.
With a 29 stealth, you just kind of lean down, and much like a crocodile, you have your nose just barely peeking out of the mud as your little tiny gnome head is just like bobbing along the top. That was your bonus action to hide. You have 5 feet of movement left, as if you'd like, you can try and move elsewhere.
He's just gonna move a little bit to the right so that he's not in the stream.
Okay, perfect. And as you begin moving about, you feel very, very well hidden as you are just kind of bobbing along the edge of this muddy, soupy, horrible ground. Next, we have the Quickling with the Fairy Dragon on deck. And Achieve, you're about 30 feet-ish up, you said, right?
I believe so.
All right. That is incredibly annoying.
That's the idea. Just like the Quickling.
Yes. The Quickling is going to go ahead and take this as a bit of a challenge, and let's see. Yeah, it's going to go ahead and just Quicksilver its way up to you. It literally starts running up the side of one of the trees. Just it does not have a climbing speed, but it is so fast that it is able to just race just straight up the side of the tree, going 30 feet up into the air. And as it jumps off, it makes an acrobatic check in order to ensure that it can get good bearing on you. And with a 14, and since it was only a few feet from you, that'll be just enough. It Prince of Persia's its way up the side of this tree, jumping off with a kip, and it's going to, as it's sailing through the air at you, make its attacks before having to figure out what's going to happen as it makes its way down, down, down back to the earth. And I don't believe it has anything other than just regular attacks it can use. Nope. All right. Dagger the first, dagger the second, and dagger the third.
Hit.
That'll be 14 points of piercing damage as it's able to clip you with the dagger twice within midair. Oh, interesting. DC 17, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you should have
Another
disadvantage because it's
terrible
midair.
damage roll.
Yeah, that is terrible.
Terrible damage.
The dex. No, this thing's incredibly fast. No, I'm not giving it disadvantage. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but what's it pushing off of to dodge the fire?
The fact that it is an incredibly magical fey creature that moves at 120 feet per round. So that's what it's doing.
Magic. It's pushing off of magic.
It's pushing off the magic.
It's because I said so. Unfortunately, you're right. It doesn't have much purchase within the air to try and dodge, and it takes the fire right to the face. taking almost as good as it gave. And as it is falling, it is going to attempt to... Oh, I get to use the house rules. Here, let me go ahead and pull those up.
Oh no. What are the house rules?
Well,
Oh,
we
the
have
falling- tumbling fall.
some rules for falling.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay. This doesn't hurt me, so I'm okay with it.
No, it is not going to hurt you, but I am going to make sure that I find out if this hurts the quickling. Let me just go ahead and pull up. I don't normally have to use this, so I did not have it up with the rest of my notes, but here it is, and I'm excited to try this out. So, here we are. Tumbling fall. If you are not incapacitated, it is not. You can reduce the feat calculated at the end of your fall up to your dexterity score. Ooh, very nice. So here's the thing. This quickling has a very high dexterity score. A very high dexterity score. Which doesn't quite eliminate its 30 feet of drop. However, it does reduce it down to 7. And with a 7-foot fall, it is lower than 10 feet, so I'm not even going to bother rolling from here, as the quickling does a little twirl in the air, takes fire to the face, and then lands very, very snarkily staring up at you. It sticks its tongue out.
You ugly, huge witch flying on your broomstick and shooting lightning at people and fire and who knows what else. I bite my tongue at you, sir. And I shall come again to hit you a second and a third time. Just you wait.
And it zips off, not wanting to be hit with your fire and flames.
So I just grab like a pine cone off the tree and just whip it at it as it runs away.
And rushing through the muck, it is going to dive into this nearby brush, and you're not exactly sure where it is within that tree. The trees, however, while they keep your party from entering within their boughs, they seem to part for the fey creatures that reside here and allow them safety within the insides of the canopies. That is it for the quickling. Next up, we have the fairy dragon with Eberwolf Roarer on deck. Pompyrus, or all 4 of the Pompyruses, are going to cackle at you wickedly.
Oh, this is so delightful! You're the best group of adventurers I've seen in quite some time. I think it's only fair that I give you the most grand battle possible. Just a moment.
And they are going to, in unison, all 4 of them, fly down towards your group. And as they make a pass, they're going to move in this line and breathe fire as they do, just right over your group. I'm sorry, did I say fire? I meant they're going to breathe their breath weapon over your group. And as Pompyrus flies over and launches their breath weapon, a puff of euphoric gas covers, this is going to be Clack, Eberwolf, and Farrak. Oh, as well as Hootie. Who each is going to have to make a wisdom saving throw. So if each of you could please make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Hootie first.
Okay, so breath weapons wouldn't happen to be magical, would they?
So the jury's kind of out on that one. Dragons are inherently magical creatures because of their physiology, but they do not have, unless they're casting spells, their effects are not inherently magical. It's a part of them. So no, a breath weapon would not be magical.
Yeah, I figured it was a stretch, but it never hurts to ask.
It was good to ask. No, that was a really good ask, to be completely honest. Okay, and how does everyone feel? Is everyone good to move on with what happened with your rolls? Oh, also, Everwolf.
Oh,
How'd you do, buddy?
crap.
I'm gonna use an inspiration and try to
An
get
inspiration.
better than 4.
Okay, very good. And Farrak, how do you feel about your roll?
Remember, you also have that. Actually, can the bardic inspiration be used for this? I don't know how they work.
I would double check. I know it's skills for sure. Check.
Let
and see
me
if
read
saves.
it. Let me
yeah,
read
yeah.
it
Take
here.
a quick look.
You might be able to
3.
use that if it's low.
Oh, the stream is lagged
almost.
out.
What? Really?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, you can one ability check, attack roll, or saving.
I think
throw.
we're okay. I hope we're okay.
I'm very safely under the DC. I will wait.
And
I'm-
okay, Ferric, how about yourself?
I'm gonna burn an inspiration and reroll that.
All right, let's see it. Burn the inspiration. Let's get another. Oh. Well, here's
No,
the
let's
thing.
go with
oh no.
We're gonna keep the 10. It's inspiration,
the
not
10.
a reroll. So we're gonna let that there stand.
I am going to use my reaction to add 4 to that. Just a straight 4.
Okay. And
So it's
achieve. Go ahead
14.
and give yourself inspiration for pettiness.
Doubt it's enough, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Yay.
Hey, that's, you know what? We take what we can get, right?
Yeah. And I can't cast spells other than cantrips until.
Ooh,
the
good
end of
to
my next
know.
turn.
So here's the nice thing. That was successful, and as the wave of euphoric gas spreads across your party, there we go, that worked. Only Clack is affected, and Clack, as the gas is spread over you, it's very similar to those very pungent flowers that you first encountered upon entering this realm. And at this time, you are not able to take reactions, and at the start of your turn, we'll be able to see what additionally you succumb to by this effect. But as of right now, that's the only thing currently affecting you. And that is going to be, I believe, it for Pompyrus's turn. Let me just double check. Oh, well, that's actually pretty lovely. At the end of their breath weapon, Pompyrus and all of their copies turn invisible. However, you can still hear the fairy dragon in your minds.
Oh, heroes, though you can't see me, to be sure I can still see you clear as day. As you traipse upon my mucky glade, know that I'll return and take my vengeance upon you and yours, so that me and mine can show you what we're really made of.
And that'll be it for them. It's up with Eberwolf. Oh, the Redcap's dead. We're going to go ahead and remove that. Goodbye, Redcap. Roarer with the only target. Go ahead.
That was making a joke. Move on.
Oh, sorry. There may be some issues with the stream right now.
Oh, is it still having problems? Can people hear us?
I'm not sure. I asked if it's still scuffed, and I got a C. I don't know what that means. Personally.
That might be Canadian
but they might-
Spanish.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment here. We might want to move ourselves onto a break to see if that will
Yeah.
assist with the scuffness. It looks like
It
it's
is about
returning
that time.
back to normalcy. So why don't we take this moment after the fairy dragon Pompyrus covered the party in their weird laughing gas and then disappeared without a trace. Everwolf Roarer is preparing to figure out what they will do, since it seems that every enemy they faced is either dead or hiding. We're going to take a break, and when we return, the party will be finishing their battle here in the dark glade of Pompyrus. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.